One athlete comes to mind that in 2006 chose to say goodbye to soccer and hello to UF golf. I'm Lauren Domene with this Tuesday edition of Gator News and Notes.
And as you can see right behind me, the Bulls are getting warmed up to take on the Gators. Now, I talked with Gator head coach Amanda Butler, and she said her players are fired up more than ever, and they better be. The Bulls are last year's national champions. Many NFL scouts, including the ones from the Buffalo Bills, are excited about Tim Tebow's new throwing motion. In fact, he's been holding the ball a little bit higher and eliminating that long looping release. Now, they had to come prepared because 5 out of the top 10 teams in the nation come from the SEC. Some kids do have to remain in the hospital over the holidays, but with the money being raised here at the auction, with bidding on items such as this Romo jersey.
Well, those were some of our great plays from this past weekend, but let's catch up with senior volleyball player Christina Johnson, who makes some great plays of her own. And speaking of a special senior class, we honored 3 of them this weekend with their big plays that they made in their final home game of the season.
But fans are still giddy about signing the #1 recruiting class in the country, according to ESPN.com. They returned trying for their 14th win in 17 games, but it's not going to be easy, with the current count at 14. Thanks to big air from Sean White on the pipeline and no trace of any shin injury from Lindsey Vaughn, the U.S. took 6 medals in one day. That's right, yesterday we added softball, tomorrow we got baseball, and then Saturday we're adding lacrosse. But last night, the men's Gator basketball team did fall to the Gamecocks in South Carolina. With too many mistakes, UF had 20 turnovers and were less than 50% from the foul line.
Many Florida athletes played more than one sport in high school. That's what makes them well-rounded Gators. But in the end, most have to choose between which one they want to focus on. One athlete comes to mind that in 2006 chose to say goodbye to soccer and hello to UF golf.
South American import Andres Echevarria is one of only 2 players on the men's UF golf team that lives far from his native country. The transition for this Colombian native definitely was not an easy one.
Yeah, I struggled a little bit when I got here. It was different. College life is a little bit different from what I was used to back in Colombia. It took me a little bit to get used to it, and golf's a sport where you have your peaks, and I think I'm starting to get back in the right direction here the last couple months or so.
Gator golf is one thing that now makes him feel at home. He chose Florida over 4 other top schools for its strong golf tradition and beautiful weather. The fact that he would have the chance to compete with future pro golfers like Billy Horschel was an added plus.
I learned tons of stuff from Billy. I mean, he was great. He was a great player. He was very consistent. He finished inside the top 5 in so many tournaments. He did pretty much everything well.
And his current teammates make sure they have an effect on him as well.
Well, playing with Andres, he keeps things loose. We make fun of him a lot. We make fun of his accent a lot.
His teammates may give him a hard time, all for a little fun. But Echevarria admits he is actually the hardest on himself.
I am a little bit of a perfectionist, which in some cases favors me, and in some other cases just hurts me a little bit. But we have to keep plugging along and keep practicing hard.
His appetite for perfection may put pressure on him, but it has also driven him to success. After redshirting his second year, he came back the 2008-2009 season to lead the Gators with a score of .218 at the Ping Golf Week Preview Invitational. He tied for 21st place. Since then, Andres is doing even better, earning his first top 5 finish at the 2009 Olympia Fields Invitational, his collegiate career best.
He's just awesome. I mean, he's a hard worker, wants to be a great player, real inquisitive in a very positive way, just always trying to do little things to make himself better. He's a very good student. He's a lot of fun to be around. Good team guy. I mean, Coach couldn't ask for anything more.
In the redshirt junior's last 2 years at Florida, he continues to drive at becoming pro after graduation, and hopes that transition won't be as hard as the first one was. For Gator Zone, I'm Lauren Domene. The Gator softball team caught one young girl's eye after they were so close to winning their first national title in 2009. Heather Braswell never thought the softball team would be catching anything besides that for her, let alone an opening pitch. But to her amazement, that very thing happened when she became the newest skater teammate. Not because she's only 13, but because she didn't know if she was going to live to be 13. Heather was diagnosed with malignant brain tumor in her head when she was only 11 years old.
How did you kind of feel about it as a mom?
Overwhelmed, scared, disbelief. It's all still kind of a fog.
She wound up getting chemotherapy at St. Jude's Hospital and going through what would be a fight for her life.
I didn't like to talk, and my way of talking was moving my eyebrows, but then I lost them. So it was just my skin moving, so I didn't have eyebrows, and I had probably the worst time during my treatment. I got my hair back, but I'd throw up at least 10 times a day.
She may have lost her hair, but not her spirit.
I still have faith that I'm gonna survive.
Now cancer-free, Heather wants to become a vet one day to help save animals' lives just as her own was saved.
She's my little buddy.
So when she applied to be adopted by a college team through the Friends of Jacqueline Foundation, being a Gator sounded like the perfect fit.
When Heather came to Presley Stadium to become one of the newest Gator softball teammates, she thought she was just going to have a good time. But in reality, she's changed many of their lives.
Since that moment, the players call and text her every day to see how she's doing and if she needs anything.
We love you, Heather. Welcome to the Gator Nation.
Just like big sisters do.
Just to see how special it was for her, just for us to be there, it made me feel like even though I'm doing something so small, it's making a huge impact on her. And that just made me feel like I think we're doing the right thing here as a program and as people.
It's more touching to see how much she impacts us and we impact her. So it's really cool to see how she's getting along with us and how she's accepting us.
It seems that strength is something the Gators and Heather have in common. It helped the Gators into their first Women's College World Series in history, and it's what Mrs. Braswell thinks kept her little girl alive.
She's the strongest person I know.
Lauren Domene, WUFT News.
Talk about what it was like for you to kind of take over and transition from high school.
Sports fans got a unique chance to help sick children today. Hanging out with former Gator greats Shane Matthews, Chris Doring, and Brady Ackerman, well, that was pretty cool. But the biggest reason this event was so special, the money goes towards such an important cause.
The work that's done here is very special by some special doctors, but it requires a lot of money for them to be able to do the research to help cure some of the diseases that they're fighting right now. So we're trying to use some of our celebrity, both for ourselves and our friends, to raise that awareness.
And these sports celebrities did just that.
Raising money this afternoon.
Auctioning sports memorabilia and sought-after game tickets and doing on-air interviews.
We call this an opportunity for Gators to give back. During my playing career here at the University of Florida, we did a lot of charity work with the community, and specifically here with Shands. Most of the guys that have come through here have donated a lot of time that maybe people don't hear about.
Former Gators aren't the only ones who gave back this season. Tim Tebow came in just last week to cheer kids up before the holidays.
Unfortunately, some kids do have to remain in the hospital over the holidays, but with the money being raised here at the auction, with bidding on items such as this Romo jersey, the money goes back to the Children's Hospital and makes the kids' experiences just a little bit brighter.
While some believe the holidays are the best time to give to charity, others do it 24/7.
We like to try and give back every day here at Shands Children's Hospital, of course. The most that we can do is just make sure that that experience for every patient is the best possible.
With all the support from athletes like D. Wade and Jack Youngblood, the generosity should go a long way. Lauren Domene, WUFT News.